Hello everyone, welcome to the Smashi Business Show. Today is Monday, the 3rd of February. Finally, the second month of the year has started. I am Abdul Majid.
And I'm Richard Fitzgerald.
And today we're going to talk about a lot of interesting stuff, but let's start with what we're seeing in the Bitcoin market, the cryptocurrency market. Yesterday I bought it around 98, but now it has fallen down to nearly 92,000. And everyone is saying it's because of Trump's tariffs, because he's put 25% tariffs on Canada, on Mexico, and 10% more tariffs on China. And I think the trickle-down effect will come to the Middle East as well, Rich?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, the dollar is pegged in the import and export. If tariffs are there, tariffs are there. Didn't he say that, wasn't one of his things that he was going to put 100% tariffs on something?
He was like, if the people who are in the BRICS countries, if they actually launch their own currency, then I'll tariff them 100%.
Yeah. So, he seems to, Trump has his ways. I think, what it's like, Abdulmajid, is when someone is a negotiator, if they have the same playbook the whole time, you know how to counter it and you know whether to call a bluff. It's like a football team when they come up in the Premier League or in any league around the world, or in the RSL league in Saudi, and they play a certain way, like Al Qasadiya at the moment, who are third in the league. Let's keep the Saudi the leagues in the region reference. And when they play a certain way, the next season the people have figured them out. I think some of the stuff might backfire. Anyway, as you said, 2 weeks ago, Trump was inaugurated. People thought that Bitcoin was going to 200K, and it's back down at 93. But look, if we've learned anything about Bitcoin, is that it fluctuates and it's speculative and it's in the news, and here we are talking about it. But as you said, it's the start of February. We're in busy season. We've just had SEF, and as you mentioned to the guests in the shows last week, Smashi Business will be at business conferences between now and February in Sharjah, Dubai, Doha, Riyadh, and Cairo.
We're going everywhere.
SEF, STEP, Web Summit Qatar, Leap in Riyadh, and Rise Summit this week in Cairo as well. And we're going everywhere, but there is activity everywhere. And I'm more excited about the startup stuff in the region than I am on whether Trump has an impact on some meme coin. And his own meme coin is flopping as well. But that's another thing. But I bought that at the peak for a bit of fun, and now it's just all gone. But anyway,
just for hint's sake, what is your idea of buying crypto? Do you buy it in short term and then sell it, or it's a long term plan for you? Because everyone has a different game. I would take it and sell it after 2 months when it goes up. I can sit on it. But everyone has a different strategy.
Yeah, I've done different things over the years in crypto. I think I just more, try and see, related to the creator economy, try and see which are the tokens that, the token economy, what tokens are we actually going to be used, which blockchain are we actually going to be used. So just keep an eye on it from that point of view. I wouldn't say, there are people who say have percentage of your portfolio in crypto and Bitcoin, and I do know what that percentage is, but I'm not massively strategic about it. I'm one of the people who got stung by FTX, and I'm still waiting for my bankruptcy money back. And I still have a bit of FOMO because the price at the time, I think I had nearly one Bitcoin plus other coins. At the time in 22 is 1/4 or 1/5 of what it is now. When he kind of December 2022 or so, nearly 3 years, and the 3 years of that money sitting there. So they're going to give the money back eventually, but at the price it went. So quite frustrating. So this has kind of held me off, of doing other things. But such is such. It's a bit speculative. It's interesting to keep an eye on it. I think we could talk about it at length, and we could talk about AI at length as well. But we have a lot to chat about.
We may, or sometime soon, we'll do a Smashi Crypto show as well. We're already doing Smashi Sports Show. It's at 11 after this, so you can watch there all the updates.
Sports show goes out twice a week. If anyone has any ideas, we have all these verticals: Smashi Green, Smashi Home, Smashi Style. But we're focusing on 2 or 3 for now. Smashi Entertainment, Smashi Crypto is there. There is news about it, and we will maybe we'll put this cut up on it
soon enough. But Sharjah Entrepreneurship Festival, as Rich said, it was a big 2-day event. The highlight for me, one of our people, Worth, went there. She was there whole 2 days. And what I saw was Mohammed bin Ghati was there, Tawfiq was there from Brands for Less, Hind Al Mullah, Word loves it, we also love it, everyone loves Hind Al Mullah, every time you do a story or a video about her, it goes crazy. But all these entrepreneurs were there, you were there as well. What was your view of it? Like, did you think, was it at par with other events that are happening? And everything, there's so much happening.
I think they, just like we mentioned about 1 billion followers summit, I
Yeah.
think what SEF have done, and and credit to the lady behind it, what SEF has done is created a brand, created something that's differentiated in the market, and attracts a great crowd every year. And it's very Arabic focused. I think there was some years at the start where they went for the big hitters. I remember they would use big budgets to bring in one big name. Talking Majid back like 6, 7, 8 years ago when they started, they'd pay a lot of money to bring Gary Vaynerchuk. And what happens then is people come to see the speaker, not to the event.
Yeah.
Trevor Noah spoke at it. Who are the different people over the years? I might get mixed up with the book fair sometimes. But anyway, it used to be in the book fair area. And when they put it into the science and research park area, and it's also academia, so it attracts a lot of students. Anood from our Abu Dhabi office was there. She's alumni for AUS. And then her brother is studying there, and he was there. And you could feel there was a lot of academy type and a lot of students there. They did nice initiatives. They had a sponsored pavilion for Palestine. They had a sponsored pavilion for Lebanon. Yeah. They have different stages. They have the creativity stage, which is an outdoor area, and it was rained off yesterday. So they moved us into the founder stage. Yesterday, the founder stage was full of people. Charlie White from Humantra. You mentioned. There was the Munchbox guy, and there was also Mazen, who we had on our profile from House of Pop. So a lot of born media startups from Dubai. I met Mustafa Koita walking around, lots of different people who have done it over the last 10 years. And I guess the next wave who are starting now, and then the next wave who want to come after. So I think you got that feel for it. I think they did a good job. We heard, we talk about it, Mo Gadat spoke about AI, and maybe we'll segue into that. So, obviously we know that Mo Gadat is well known. He's written books. He's been at Google for over 12 years. And when he started talking, I was like, this is interesting. And then he lost me because he obviously has a lot of views on AI, and he's, I think the reference you're going to make is the Spider-Man thing, and one of his points is that if you give Spider-Man positive tools, he'll use them. If you give Spider-Man negative tools, he'd be the baddie in the movie, and it kind of, he thinks AI is a bit like that.
So he also warned that by 2029, AI will be 1 billion times smarter than the human brain. So that's what Mo Gadat says. And he also talked about innovators, policy makers, users in shaping AI's trajectory. I've seen this trend, Rich. I think you would agree with me. We've seen this trend over the years now, like last 2 years. Every event you go to, be it food event even, they've tried to incorporate AI somehow because it's the buzzword. So did you see a lot of AI in SAF? Like everything was about AI? Like if there was a topic, it somehow moved into AI?
Yeah, a bit. I don't think it was fully in the programming. I think they do a really good job at like mentorship and education. John Acker, the Lebanese comedian, did a talk about how to fail first, And he was standing up, and he's a stand-up, and the room was full. It was in the MR-sponsored sort of sustainability area yesterday afternoon. It was just a nice buzz, and he was getting last, but he was talking about failing. And one time he got arrested. He couldn't talk about it for 3 years. Now, if he got arrested, he'd talk about it in the afternoon. And he just talked about failure. And the talk that I gave with a beer from Obox, it was a kind of a fireside chat. So the title was all about burnout and creativity. And, we obviously talked about loving Dubai and, our editorial stance and things like that. But the theme was about managing burnout and either through toxicity, social media, or services industry or things like that. So I just thought the programming was quite good. I didn't think they were shoving AI in unnecessarily. And again, I didn't attend every talk, but as you said, Hind Al Mullah talked about home bakery, wasn't talking about AI. Brookie, which, the lady from Brookie the Cookies from Australia, and let me tell you, the queue outside that place, 3 Phils had a really nice place, Salt were there, Mr. Brisket, like the food situation in SEF is really good, like really good.
Yeah.
And lots of nice coffee places around the place. And actually it stands out amongst the conferences as being good for food,
Yeah.
even last year. And there was a startup place, there's local perfumes, there's local scents, there's loads of things like that. So it's actually not pure tech, I think, is the point. And the Sharjah Entrepreneurship Festival, we saw handcraft brands and different things like that. So not all AI, but yeah, what I liked about Mo Gaddathan is he has the Californian lens. So he was able to articulate how AI can be subjective based on where it's from. And I think he spoke so well. He was so happy about DeepSeek. He was just so happy about, that DeepSeek kind of came along, and that as much to say that the California AI wasn't going to be a Californian monopoly, which was good.
Yeah. So there was awards as well for startups.
There was awards. If you're on the show, you can see this. Which camera am I looking at?
This one.
No, there we go.
We also got a Partners Award, Smashi Business, and Augustus Media as a whole. And Rich was there to collect it. Quite happy to get it.
Yeah. It's nice. And you know what? One of the reasons we do Smashi Business is to create the content that people at these events want to consume on a daily basis. And some of the names that I mentioned at the start really like this content. Obviously there's love in Sharjah as well, but they really like this content, so we just keep going with it.
Yeah. Recently we got a comment from someone who came here that they really like how we cover startups which are not really covered by anyone, the smaller ones who get pre-seed 1.5 million. So we're trying to do our best.
Do you remember that story, Majid, about the lady who had the hijab, the burkini in New York?
Yeah, she did a
Lara something.
Lara something. Yeah,
what's the name of
she
the
follows
brand?
us. Let me.
Can you find the name of the brand? Because
she likes every post of ours.
At the end of the
Kicks,
talk that
Lara
I gave,
Kicks. Yeah.
she spoke up really nicely, and exactly those type of brands that are growing, because that's active leisure. It's bikini. It's obviously for the region, and these are the types of brands that we want to document. Yeah.
So that's what's happened at Sharjah Entrepreneurship Festival. If you want to see what else was happening, you can go to our socials, follow us, and you'll get all the updates. We're going to publish more interviews of the people we got hold of, Tawfiq, Bengati, and everyone else who got her hands on.
And for football fans, Thierry Henry was there as well.
Yeah, Thierry Henry was there.
I was telling my friend that I rough, when you're rough with numbers, but I'd say about 60% of the audience didn't know who he was, of the whole attendees, because it's generational.
He's not the Gen Z footballer. He's an old guy now who sits on Sky News and does analysis. But for us, he was great.
He was good when Arsenal won the league in 2003, which is 21 years ago. And if most people are 20 there, then they're not going to know who he is.
Thierry Henry, I remember Word sent a quote that he said that if you're not successful, don't talk. I don't know what the context was, but that's, I guess, his idea of being successful. Get to success first and then talk about success.
Fair.
Yeah. So let's move into one of the very big players in the Middle Eastern market, and especially in the Dubai and UAE market, Mr. Khalaf Al Habtoor. He's been in the news quite a lot in the past few days. What we saw especially was when he said that he's pulling out of Lebanon, and then he did an interview with Reuters through Zoom that I pulled out because I got a lot of death threats, and it was like I'll be killed and this and that. And finally, after all of that, came a news that Al Habtoor Group, which is his group, it has everything. I think they're into cars, they're into hospitality and everything. Their biggest part, hospitality, Habtoor Hospitality, is going for an IPO. But the interesting part about all of this is that he has said that they will go for an IPO quite multiple times. I was looking for it, and he said the very first time he highlighted this was in 2011, I guess, or 2012. 2012, this is the first time he said we'll go for an IPO. Then in 2016, he again said it. 2021, he said it, that we're taking 30 to 35% stake and we'll list it in third quarter of 2022. And now, after all these, he's finally said it again. So we've seen IPOs over the years. Last year was big for IPO. Talabat went on DFM and Lulu went on ADX. Do you think his IPO will work? He has a big name.
I think it depends, what's the difference between Emaar Hospitality and Emaar Properties? on the stock market? Like, which is more liquid? What's the
Emaar
earnings per
Hospitality,
shares?
Emaar Properties is bigger because I saw that.
Well, this is my point.
Yeah.
If you let me, this is my point that Emaar Properties dividends are so high and so active that I'm not so sure about the hospitality IPOs and DFM. I'm not so sure in them.
Yeah.
You know, and Habtoor obviously have a stronger hospitality business with the
Yeah.
hotel and everything. But you know, I think it's positive. You know, it's
Yeah.
good if these companies go out. It's better for
We've
me.
seen like reports, a lot of consultation firms and all these guys, they keep doing reports on how 2025 will be for IPO. Saudi Arabia is a growing market. Every day, Nomu is getting a lot of attraction. I saw that. And I wanted to do something on it, but it's quite general reports that, oh, IPO will boom. But we'll see soon enough. Lulu, I remember last year, at the end of the year, they were trying to go for ADX and Tadawul both. But then they pulled out of Tadawul and only went for ADX. So this year, there is plans that Lulu will most probably go for their IPO.
What
on
we've
Tadawul.
seen, you know, with Mohammed Al Abar, you know, we saw you did a story last week of Americana Group buying into more chains. But you know, let's put what's under the portfolio of Al Habtoor Hospitality. There's Hilton, Al Habtoor City, which everyone knows that development's ongoing. There's Waldorf Astoria, which has been really good over the last 10 years on the Palm. They've got the Metropolitan, which was the OG hotel in the same place as the now Al Habtoor City, but they rebuilt it on Sheikh Zayed Road. V Hotel. He's been posting videos about his new hotel, Intercontinental in Budapest. They have the Hilton London at Wembley, the Imperial in Vienna, the Presidential Abraham Lincoln Springfield, Doubletree by Hilton. So he's got a lot of this stuff. But yeah, as we said, you know, when we looked at competitors, we gave the example of Emaar Properties and Aldar Properties, but that's different to hospitality.
Yeah.
And I think my point was trying to make that I think the property listings of the groups do better than the hospitality ones. But who knows? Like we've seen with, you know, people would have written off the sort of franchise chain, especially during the COVID and Corona and all the different delivery apps and the changing nature of consumers, but still we see that Americana Group is weathering that storm.
Yeah. Mainly, what is your like opinion, to be honest? You've seen the business market for so long here. You've built a business. We're going into now the 10th year, most probably, for Augustus. This is the 10th year. We'll celebrate our 10th anniversary in August. Over the years, you must have seen a lot of IPOs. 2024 was good. Do you think that it will continue in 2025? Do you think IPOs are good for this region?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why, because one of the strongest pillars of the biggest economy in the world is its capital markets. It's the US economy, it's capital markets, and I think it's a pillar to a good economy, having strong capital markets. And I think, you know, that's why each country in this region, or each capital, or each city even, you know, is trying to have their own capital markets. There's history in the region that we talk about Kuwait and the Boursa, and there's history. EGX is sort of, you know, vibrant as well. But yeah, I think it's good. There's been a slowdown in the US on IPOs. They're waiting for it to, they're talking themselves into a comeback. But I think we have that sort of phasing, don't we? We had the sort of semi-state things. It wasn't, imagine there weren't many. I think the first one was ADNOC Distribution, and then another ADNOC, and then when you know, the whole Aramco thing was quite massive, and then the UAE's sort of approach to list sort of private companies, you know, whether it's you know, even Americana or, you know, Lulu or Brigil and these companies that all went out on top of the Parkins, the Salex and things like that, on top of the ones that were already there. But people still think that it's not liquid enough. People are trying to, as you mentioned, do dual listings. I know of one that's listed in the stock market in Abu Dhabi. I won't say which one. It's in this maybe this crypto space, and they're looking at a US dual listing as well.
Nice.
Yesterday, I was with the former CFO of Swivel, and they did a dual listing in Nasdaq and DFM. Through SPACs, and it didn't work as well, but it's making a comeback. So it kind of depends. You know, I think it's good. It's good to have good, strong capital markets. It helps transparency, but not every company is ready for it. And I don't think it's also the best vehicle for growth. I think you have to be at the right stage.
Yeah, because we saw with Lulu, they were like, we want expansion. That is why we went for an IPO.
And
So let's
Spinneys,
see. Yeah, but their prices are like where they opened, it's the same. They didn't go like above board. The biggest price going up we saw was Emaar Properties.
Yeah.
Apart from that, they're very stable kind of the capital markets in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Saudi. They're very stable. You won't see like you invest 100,000 and you'll become a millionaire over the day. But it'll give you constant returns. That's the good part about it. You also get like half-yearly, quarterly returns from the big players.
Yeah.
So for that, I guess that kind of investment in this region is good.
It's the dividends, it's the
Yeah.
yield. It's, you know, we've had high interest rates for a while,
Yeah.
and the bonds have been coming 5-6%. But
Yeah.
a lot of these IPOs pay 70% of dividend. They're utilities, they're cash cows, and they churn off a lot of dividends. What have we got coming up? We have Etihad Airways.
Oh, yeah.
It should be first quarter, so we're going very soon on this. They want to raise $1 billion, 20%. Dubizzle are going to do, so Etihad obviously will be on ADX. Dubizzle's going DFM at some point in 25. They want a range of 500 to $1 billion. Dubizzle obviously bought Beige and they kind of merged. 5 holdings, you talk about Habtoor Hospitality, 5 are going out in 2025. They want to be 2.5 billion to 3 billion. So, you know, these are unicorns. 5 holdings are unicorns, a privately owned valuation of over $1 billion. And then, so those are the kind of 3 headline ones that everyone will know this year. And, you know, Dubizzle is obviously that semi-tech one. So, you know, we haven't had many of those. We had Talabat, obviously. And then you've got an airline. The first airline, I think, in the region.
In 20 years.
Is it?
Qatar or Kuwait went for it like 20 years ago. So Etihad would be the first one after 20 years.
Okay.
But they've been delaying the plans. They have started their roadshow. So they're marketing it to local and international investors. We did a story about that. So soon enough, we'll see that they'll see the market, they'll test the market, and then maybe they'll step in. The idea is to do it before the first half of this year. Emirates is the biggest thing that I saw apart from this list, but they have no official record of saying it. Everyone just keeps reporting it. I remember Bloomberg, when they were talking about the Etihad IPO, they also mentioned Emirates that there are plans, but they're not on paper and officially right now. But Emirates will soon try to go for an IPO as well. So all of these big players are trying to get money to maybe expand more. That's the main idea, I think, right now in the market. Get the money from the public and expand. And obviously, they pay good dividends, so the public is always happy about it.
The banks used to give them the cash.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So yes, talking about markets, the London-listed Dar Global, they have started working on the $531 million Trump Tower Jeddah project. It's actually 2 billion Saudi riyals, but rounded off into dollars, it's 531 million. They've given the first
contract.
They've awarded the enabling works contract specifically to specialized Italian foundation company SIFCO. SIFCO. And let's see, the construction has started. We saw a lot of talk about it when Eric Trump also came here for Bitcoin MENA last year. And everyone was talking to him about, what's happening in this. But Dar Global has like 2 or 3 projects with them right now. They're also developing a villa kind of whole community, 200 villas. And that's also going to be linked to Trump.
Where's that going to be?
That's also in Jeddah.
Yeah, and they have they partnered with a residential project in North Riyadh with the luxury jeweler
Moawit to launch a 205 million residential project, North Riyadh. This one is North Riyadh, near the World Expo. So these things are happening in the market. The Trump organization...
New Murabba is also North Riyadh, but there must be an extended site. Next week I'm going to Leap, and it's in, what's the name of the place? But it's 40 kilometers north of Riyadh. It's got a name on it. I should know it. Anyway, so a lot of activity happening in the northwest Riyadh.
So it's going to be a very busy season in Feb. We've kicked off with the first event, Sharjah Entrepreneurship Festival. We'll get you all the data on that. There's World Government Summit, which is one of the biggest Dubai-centered event. A lot of government officials come. There's like 13 heads of states, 30 plus ministers coming. We'll talk to you about that as well. Leap is happening. We'll give you all the updates from the event itself. Rich is going. And
Malham, I think, is the name.
Oh.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, and we'll have Saudi team working on it. And at the end of the month, we have Web Summit Qatar.
Yeah.
And that's going to be one of the biggest events. I'm going to with Rich.
Yeah, we'll
so
go.
we'll give you
We'll
all
do the live
updates.
show from the floor there. Yeah,
Step
absolutely.
is also happening this month. There's another event. I just randomly got a WhatsApp message, a marketing message. AI everything. That's happening on February 4th. It's a one-day conference. That's happening in the way. So yeah, there's a lot happening.
That used to be kind of, wasn't there an AI everything part of GITEX, that logo? I think it's the same
it's
sort
kind of like a side event now, which is happening after GITEX. But GITEX was great this year. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday. Most probably Word will be back, and we'll miss you,
Subscribe
Rich.
to the podcast, guys. Get the email. The email goes in your inbox for free, 7 days a week, 6:30 in the morning. Get your feed of information. I always learn a thing or two, so well done to Majid and team for that. And of course, follow Smashi Business, YouTube, TikTok, X, everywhere. We've got a lot of Arabic shows out there as well. Yeah, see you next time. Glad to be back. Thanks for the show this morning.
Thank you, Rich, for joining us. It's really nice to have a chat with you always. Just in half an hour, we'll be doing the Smashi Sports Show, so don't forget to join there as well. We're going to talk about all the stuff that is happening in the world of sports, in the Middle East especially. Thank you very much. Take care. Have a great day.